Tobey Maguire spent 14 years as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and then in 2022 he returned to Hollywood looking like a completely different person, with pale skin, yellow teeth, and sunken eyes, playing a drug-addicted crime boss who kept alligators in his basement. And he was not just acting because he produced that film himself, and shaped the character from the darker corners of his own life. And while people were shocked by his transformation, he was also making headlines for quietly dating a 20-year-old model, building a secret production empire, and proving that the sweet kid from Spider-Man had become something far more complex and unpredictable, as his story begins back on June 27, 1975 in Santa Monica, California. Born to teenage mother Wendy and his father Vincent, who worked as a cook and did construction, and their marriage collapsed before he even understood what a family was leaving. Tobey bouncing between relative shelters and living off food stamps, while anxiety made him vomit every morning before school. And by 9th grade he dropped out entirely, choosing Hollywood over homework while slowly falling into alcohol and substance abuse, as he tried to survive the unstable life he was born into. And at first he only cared about money because acting was supposed to be an escape, and not glamorous auditions where he often heard no, which happened constantly, and especially when he was judged as looking too sad, even for a dog food commercial. Yet everything shifted when he met Leonardo DiCaprio, as both fought for the same roles, Leo winning lead roles, and Tobey grabbing small parts, only because Leo recommended him, which made their friendship begin as rivalry and desperation, including when Tobey's father was convicted of robbing a bank right across from their home. And while acting helped him recover from the chaos, his career truly began with films like This Boy's Life and Joyride, and later Pleasantville, where directors finally saw a leading man with range, even though behind the scenes, he struggled with emotional meltdowns and anxiety that cost him roles like Empire Records, which cut almost all his scenes. And years later, everything changed when he fought for Spider-Man, even though he was considered too small and too unknown, causing him to gain 25 pounds of muscle and take a lower paycheck than bigger stars, because he understood this chance would never come again. And the harnesses bruised his body, and a snapped cable once sent him crashing down as he kept filming through pain and spinal injuries that would haunt him for the rest of his career. And during Spider-Man 2, he pushed Sony to pay him what he believed he deserved, saying his back might end his career, which nearly led the studio to replace him with Jake Gyllenhaal, until they backed off, and he kept the role, earning more money than he ever imagined. But fame came at a painful cost because the battles with his body got worse. His nerves were damaged, his back fractured, his shoulders torn, and by the end of Spider-Man 3 he was so addicted to painkillers that he had to secretly go into rehab, and at only 33 years old doctors warned him that one more stunt could put him in a wheelchair forever, and the pressure behind the scenes became war, as Sam Raimi and Sony clashed over villains, and Tobey sided with the studio, making Raimi furious enough to insert the cringe dancing scenes out of spite, which damaged their friendship forever, while Tobey continued to slide into exhaustion, humiliation, and anxiety that made him crave silence more than applause. So when Spider-Man 4 fell apart, he walked away from a $50 million deal without hesitation and disappeared from blockbusters into underground poker games in Beverly Hills, where buy-ins reached $1 million, and he treated cards like war, making tens of millions, from actors like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, but also from shady figures who later exposed him in lawsuits tied to fraud and illegal gambling. And that is when the world learned he was the infamous Cruel Player X, the one who made the poker organizer bark for a tip, which ruined his reputation as the wholesome hero people once loved. And even before that, Cruz had called him difficult because he stayed in character too long, insulted people while filming Spider-Man 3, and refused to socialize or speak to co-workers, which caused directors to add special clauses to his contracts in case he ever became too disruptive again. Yet amid the chaos, He shifted into investing millions into films like Life of Pi, which earned massive awards and respect, and his career slowly moved away from blockbusters because his health did not allow big action, and his mind needed peace, so he embraced a quiet life with strict habits, vegan rules that banned leather in his mansion, meditation twice a day, limited guests, silence, and an extremely private marriage to Jennifer Meyer that ended peacefully, and even after their divorce they co-parented like friends, while Tobey remained almost invisible to Hollywood until one of the biggest surprises in movie history, when he secretly returned in Spider-Man No Way Home filming, under massive security, refusing to speak publicly, as the movie broke nearly $2 billion worldwide. And when he performed the My Back line, he actually broke emotionally because that joke was rooted in real pain and real fear from the injury that almost destroyed his life. And now, as he focuses on producing films, building a powerful company, working with elites behind curtains, dating young models while avoiding fame like a poison, and still being rumored to return in a possible Spider-Man 4 where he could play an older, wiser Peter Parker raising a family. His story is no longer about a boy who wanted fame, but a man who fought through trauma, addictions, injuries, scandals, and silence, just to find control in a world that once tried to own him. So if you want more unbelievable stories like this, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon, because here you will always find the real truth behind Hollywood's biggest stars.